All right. Yesterday, there was an injury bust for Bukayo Saka, and obviously, we really had a source that he's obviously going to be returning early March. But guess what? Another story has gone ahead obviously drop immediately his photos while taking part into his personal training in Dubai Emirate. Welcome to this channel. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And the other big story is coming in through from Udogie, also returning in training, and also Enzo Maresca, the gaffer of Chelsea, being knocked out of the FA Cup. He has come out and obviously had something to say on how it feels for Chelsea to be knocked out of that specific competition. Remember, we are powered by Mono Gadgets, dealers in brand new phones and brand new laptops, but we are having affordable smartwatches. Call them on +256 70 99 88 665 and tell them that I was watching Rokani Media and I watched him talk about affordable smartwatches. Can I have a look at those affordable smartwatches? And when you have a look at them, I don't think that you'll ever look anywhere else than this side of Mono Gadgets. So affordable smartwatches for Valentine's. Remember, today is Monday, 3 days to Valentine. Which Valentine's gift are you willing to obviously offer to your loved one? I tell you what, this watch that is really a smartwatch will obviously do wonders for your loved one in particular. You understand? So let's obviously get into this story, and it's coming in through from none other than Jordan Davis. He's the Arsenal correspondent for the Sun Sport. You know, when it comes to Sun Sport, he's an Arsenal correspondent, and we are all giving him a benefit of doubt when he broke the story that Bukayo Saka is due back from injury at the start of March. With Arsenal targeting the Champions League last 16 leg on March 4th or 5th on their trip to face Manchester United in the Premier League, or their trip to face United in the Premier League on March 9th. That is what we've gone ahead to get. So this story left all Arsenal fans in excitement. And let me warn you guys, let them not really fall around. Such stories are being put out because they feel like you are at their neck. You are all over their necks. I'm talking about Kroenke. Kroenke went ahead not to sign any forward for the club of Arsenal, yet he knew to it that Gabriel Jesus' season was over and Saka was out, and they never went ahead to sign any forward. And when you look at everything they did, agree personal terms with Zubimendi, that's not signing a player, and they put out a story that they are willing to obviously trigger the buyout clause, but the side of Real Sociedad said no until the summer. And I asked you in the first video I did today that, does it make sense to you that a club like Arsenal went ahead not to agree a deal, with a player, and its bid was rejected? And the question is, do you think that was the most important player at Arsenal? The answer is no. So when you add up all those dots, the Kroenkes are really spinning this, and they put in a bid of £40 million for Oli Watkins, knowing that John Duran was going all the way to Al Nassr, and they knew to it that they couldn't obviously stay with no single striker. You understand? Then they've also gone ahead to put in this Bukayo Saka story because you were at them that they never really signed any forward, and you were really trying to obviously pile pressure onto the Kroenkes. And now we went ahead to put out this story that Saka returned it. You know, he's returning in early March. And guess what? After putting out that story, another story has gone ahead to arise about Bukayo Saka, showing you that these are really spin monsters. Talking about early March, we are having this Arsenal Academy, and most of the times the Arsenal Academy has been on point. They are really very accurate concerning to the news of Arsenal. And guess what? This story has gone ahead to obviously come in today. Bukayo Saka is more likely to return for Arsenal in April rather than March. Now, these people are really very calculative on what they're really doing. They drop a story that Saka is going to be returning early March through their correspondent for the Sun, meaning that he's getting the news from the source from the source because it's being briefed by the insiders of Arsenal. After that story, they went ahead to see to it that Bukayo Saka goes to his Instagram and posts those photos when he's really training. And you people were like, oh, what we are really told yesterday was really right. You understand? Now, guess what? 2 hours later, a story drops that Saka is more likely to return for Arsenal in April. That's what they do. They're speed monsters, and they're like, let's excite them. And when we excite them, we are going to leave them in dilemma. Now, they've gone ahead to obviously put you into a sense of dilemma. If at all you haven't gone ahead to know that, one, there are those that are still believing early March. There are those that are really believing that he's going to be returning early March because of the photos that Saka put out when he's really training alone. You know? Then, there are those that are now in total bafflement because of talking early April. Now, I want to let you know that the player went ahead obviously undergo a surgery. And today, one of the photos of Saka have shown the scar of the surgery. And ESPN has told us that the scar of Saka's hamstring following his surgery in December. So, you see that scar? It's there. This is where they did the surgery. But the scar is still there. So, Saka has posted these photos on his Instagram, and fans of Arsenal have gone ahead, obviously, hailed the player to the fullest, and they're like, oh, we'll be back, our player. But I tell you, all this is a calculated move to say to it that you people don't even talk about anything. That you people don't even talk about anything concerning that you people don't talk about anything that you people don't talk anything concerning this. Anything, don't talk about anything concerning you signing what we call you not signing any player in the January transfer. That's why they are doing this. You know, they are confusing you, and now they are really trying to divide your attention. You know that when you obviously talk about this guy, you won't obviously find yourselves in a position of really thinking of what we call the unsigned forward for the club of Arsenal. You understand? So that's exactly what they are really doing. So Saka went ahead and obviously posted with no caption of a word but an emoji, but Arsenal fans were like, this makes me happy. My brother never stops smiling. All right. So keep on going. See you on the carpet soon. So Arsenal fans are really very, very, very excited, and they've gone ahead to be diverted. And this is what the people who are really running Arsenal really want. They want to see your attention totally divided. And that's why they are doing this. And I don't know whether most people will obviously get to know the main reason for this being done to them. But it's not good for the club of Arsenal, because this makes you think that not signing a forward in the January transfer window is okay, which is not okay. It's 100% not okay. So we are here to wait and see how that pans out for Bukayo Saka, and when he'll obviously get himself into shape to play for the club of Manchester United, to play for the club of Arsenal. Others say early March. That means in the Champions League round of 8, you know. And we know tomorrow the teams are really tussling it out in the Champions League. And out of all those teams that will tussle it out this week and I think next week, we'll obviously get to know the 8 that will face the likes of Arsenal and so on and so forth. Then, if he's to obviously feature in the weekend of the first week of March, that means he'll obviously have to feature into the game of Manchester United, 9th March. That's when it's going to be played at Old Trafford, Arsenal being hosted by Manchester United. Let's get to the struggling Spurs that was knocked out yesterday from the FA Cup by Aston Villa. Now, they're really having some injury boost of a player known as Udogie, one of those left backs that came into the Premier League and obviously made their mark. If at all you can agree with me, they made their mark. Tottenham Hotspur defender Destiny Udogie is back available from his hamstring injury. Spurs are hopeful of his involvement for this weekend's Premier League versus Manchester United on Sunday. So, Premier League obviously returns this Sunday. Remember, we have not been seeing the Premier League because of the FA Cup, and some teams have gone ahead to go some days without kicking a ball because they were knocked out of the FA Cup. Most especially Arsenal, you've gone ahead to see them go to what we call the Dubai, and they're really into what we call the training. So when Arsenal is there, they're returning to play against, is it Leicester City? Yeah. And West Ham or Leicester City, one of those. And Udogie is back in the training session for the side of Spurs. And Man United is going to be playing with Tottenham Hotspur this weekend on Sunday. What a big one. And getting Udogie back is really a very huge transfer boost because Udogie is a very good player. Very, very integral player in what they've gone ahead to do as the side of, in what they've gone ahead to do as a team of Manchester United and Tottenham Hotspur. But these two are two struggling teams. I'm going to break this down on the United Matters channel to obviously let you know why Udogie is important. And the manager, Ange Postecoglou, is one of those that has found himself in a position of being nearing the age of really leaving the side of Spurs because of how he's performing. You know, I think in the midweek, he was knocked out by Liverpool. Then on Sunday yesterday, he was knocked out by Aston Villa. You know, being knocked out of two competitions in a space of 3-4 days is not unforgivable. But I think he has a very huge excuse that is a scapegoat for him, and that is none other than these players that have gone ahead to obviously get injured. They are totally injured, and we noted that he's really having close to 10 players injured. And that's why they brought in Danso in the central defense, because Christian Romero and Van der Ven are also injured. But we also brought your story last time that those two are also back in training. You understand? So we're here to wait and see how things pan out. But stories of Bukayo Saka are really very, 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 very worrying. But let me tell you, his return date dilemma is on. That's what I've gone ahead to gate from that side. But for Udogie, is back on the green grass. Then let's go to Enzo Maresca, the man that took over this summer over Chelsea, performed very well after losing to Man City in their opening game. But in the recent past, Chelsea has been a laughing stock. And even yesterday, I think on Saturday, they were knocked out by Brighton from the FA Cup. Now, we are having a story being quoted by Bobby Vincent. He is a Chelsea correspondent for the Football London, and Maresca was asked on being out of the FA Cup. He said, "It's not for sure a shame, no doubt. It's a difficult competition. For sure, it is a big shame for us, but if there is something positive, we can focus on the English Premier League and the Conference League. Hopefully, we can continue our journey there." And I think his main call at Chelsea is to take this team into the Champions League positions. If they qualify for the Champions League, the rest will be background noise. That is Enzo Maresca for you. And in the Premier League table, obviously Chelsea is one of those teams that have gone ahead obviously put in some huge performance, and they are now fourth with 43 points. And I tell you, they have a lot to do to see it that they really keep themselves in, because Nottingham Forest, a team above them, is leading by 4 points, and Man City is behind them, also trying to push to see to it that they obviously get themselves there. So we are here to wait and see how things are going to be panning out for the side of Enzo Maresca. And when you look at Chelsea, their next Premier League game, they're hosting Brighton. That is on Friday 14th. So a team that knocked them out of the FA Cup at their ground is going to be hosting them again in a space of, I think, 5-6 days, and you know it's very hard to beat a team twice. So Chelsea might obviously come up to show to it that the most important bit of our season is the Premier League, and we want to obviously continue winning games and games and games. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. Rokani David is my name. I sign out for now. See you later. And your thoughts on to Saka return date dilemma, I welcome in the comment section below. But the good thing is that he's back into his personal training. Not yet into the group training like you saw Benjamin White, but Saka is back. And what do you think about Udogie returning into that team of Tottenham Hotspur, and Enzo Maresca's view on Chelsea getting out or being knocked out of the FA Cup? So Rokani David remains here, second video of the day, and in the next 2 hours we are going to be dropping another huge update about all of this. So we out. Bye bye, and I think you're gonna hit to enjoy this story. Bye bye, and continue to subscribe because we want to hit 25,000 subscribers onto this channel. Bye bye.